Hmm.
So thank you guys. Thank you so much, guys, so for joining in. This is like I
You're
think
welcome.
the episode 6. Episode 6 or no, episode 7 actually of the 2 year experience. So episode 7 of the 2
Okay.
year experience. So I have here wonderful creatives, um, uh, musicians, video director, videographer, him and his wife. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm so glad that you guys made it out to this place. So let me introduce you guys. Let me start with Kemisola. I met Kemisola. Um, that was okay. First time it was Easy Life. There was a group we formed,
Yeah.
music group. I've forgotten the name, but yeah, I was added to that.
Righteous Symphony.
Yeah, no, your no, actually your own group.
Oh, Jewel. The
Yours,
Jewel.
yeah. So Easy added me to the group. I was supposed to be coming for practice,
Hmm.
right? Before Easy
Yeah.
made his own Righteous Symphony group. And I couldn't come for the Jewels at the time because of the clash in time. I remember I was testing you then. So
Yeah.
when I now met you for the first time was when we went for, I think it was for Shei's birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, that was when I met you for the first time. I've been watching your videos though, see how you
Hmm.
dance, see how you move the crowd and stuff. And when I saw you on that day dancing with my friend's younger sister, you guys were dancing one of those dances. And I was like, the same energy. It was the same, it wasn't anything different,
Mm.
right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're one of those ministers that I actually looked out for, right?
Mm.
And you would, and another time I saw you was when Ige came to the US too, at the Redeemed Church. I
Yes.
think you were
River
there.
of Life.
That was, yeah, that was when. So you stood out in your own approach to ministrations,
Mm.
right? That was why, hence the reason why I've been testing and pursuing you for this, right? Just to make sure you come up and give us a few chats. Then Jonathan and his wife,
Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Melgar.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, the first time I met them was doing Esther Adeomi's video shoot.
Mhm.
I don't know if they remember.
Which one again?
Esther Adeomi.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, the first video shoot she did.
But
I don't know if you guys still remember that. Yeah, that was when I
um,
first met you guys.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so when we got to the final piece, it was as sharp as, I don't know how you guys came up with that. The pictures, the video, everything was well captured, even where I was hidden.
Oh,
So
I
you know,
know who he is now.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's Jumbo to go's guy to go take care.
Yes.
This
Come.
Jumbo
Is
guy.
it come? Come.
Family
Come
films,
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
that's him. That's him. And that's his wife.
So.
My wife.
Yeah, that's his wife. So I
Oh, look at it.
they do great work, like great work. The last not the last project. I think the last project we did with one of those. The last video shoot. You just did one video shoot with one of those guys from Georgia, right?
Yeah, so the one we did with you was say I think it was last year or
Last year.
yeah, last year, right? So it was say, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the pictures your wife took of me from that video is what I'm still using up to today. And you know, when people want to bring that,
Ah,
you know,
awesome.
yeah, here you have some certain pictures that you know you can push out. That's the picture actually.
Your to go picture.
Yeah, it's on WhatsApp now, Kemi. If you guys look at my WhatsApp now, that's the picture there, right?
Great.
That's the most beautiful picture I have. I mean,
Oh,
you know what I mean. So,
so I'm about to get my picture taken. My
Ooh.
video shot.
so so yeah, so the reason why we are here though, like I said while we we're praying was when I got the final master copy of the song to you, there was this idea that dropped into my mind where I should bring in friends, family and friends, and interview them on the song. You understand? But as the days went by, it became clear where it was going to be like a chat session, where in relation to the song, friends and family will talk about their experiences in life, where both in their successes and in their failures, and how God intervened in their lives, right? Whether professionally, personally, right? The idea is to bless people, like I said earlier, to touch people's life through our stories, right? And like I said, you guys, as much as you guys are so modest and so humble about it, you guys have done so well in your different spheres of careers, right? And there's a lot of people that know you guys. You have this huge fan base, huge followership, right? And there are some certain stories about you that people naturally don't really know, right? That will change their lives. That if you tell them that, oh, I went through this too, you would understand that we're also human beings, even though we are up here, right? So for the fact that you're going through it here, doesn't mean you're any different from me here.
Yeah.
So like,
Correct.
just to make them understand that this is life, right?
Mhm.
Whatever you're living in life happens, it's normal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so take the steps.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so take the steps that this is what I did. This is what I went through. It might be worse than yours, but this is where I was at this time, right? And this is how I navigated my path to what you're seeing now, what you like now. This is what that person was before, right? Yeah, so that's the idea behind this to you experience. Basically using our life experiences to preach to people. We're not going to be doing Bible sermons and look at life and all, yeah. But we'll just say, okay, fine, this is what I went through at some point in my life. This is what happened. I prayed. At some point, I even cried, right? Because I had no reason, there was nowhere to go, right? So, I mean, I'll leave the floor to you. Anybody that wants to start can.
Yeah, well, one of our biggest testimonies that we have as a couple, it's our daughters. Um, the first girl, which is Camila, when she was well, we didn't know that we were pregnant for until 4 months later, right?
Yeah.
Or 3 months later.
Yeah.
So, but since that, when we knew that we were gonna be parents, so just from that moment, everything just got difficult because every time we visited the doctor, and we had like bad news, and that just for the first one. But then for the second girl, it was the same thing, but even worse, because doctors say that she probably wasn't gonna. There were gonna be so many complications because of in the first one, right? When Camila was born.
Yeah, when she was born, she couldn't pass the hearing test for the right ear.
Yeah.
And we did like through firstborn to 9 months, we did like 5 attempts, so to see if she passed it. And up until not the last one, but they told me that if the last one failed, she's gonna go through surgery because she needed to, to put something in behind the ear to see if that would help and all that. So,
and as a parent, that's like a scary thing, especially if you're beginning.
Yeah, the first one,
really scary.
They are telling you that your child is gonna go under surgery and anesthesia and all that, and it was really cool for us.
And now with the second one, same thing, but now from this time it was even worse.
That was another whole level of stress, of fear, because basically I was kind of killing my own daughter because they didn't know that in my blood there was like a protein, they explained to me, and they didn't know that if my daughter was negative or positive, and I was killing her. And
Oh
it was
Lord.
like
Oh.
every week
To the doctor
to the
every
doctor
week
to
for like
see,
9 months.
yeah, to see if she was growing well, if the blood was circulating really good in her. And every week was it was like an expectation from me, like, God, I don't want to go through this. I want to be like thinking that I'm killing my own daughter.
I
and,
know, yeah.
and sometimes I cry. I felt like I was
We have no answers.
yeah, we have no answers, that I didn't have a way through. I didn't see a way out. The way they portray the whole picture. And but there was a day when I was just thinking, and I thought to myself, and I know that was the spirit, the Holy Spirit, like it was like a conversation with me personally. And it was this thought that, if God gave me a second daughter, it's because He's gonna give me that daughter. It's not gonna be to put me under this stress, under this fear, just to take it away. But my position was, just have faith. No matter what they are telling you every week, no matter how negative the situation looks, just have faith. And I kept that to my heart.
Glory be to
That
God.
that didn't mean that I didn't have, fear, worries. I every time I was
We're
worried,
flesh, so we're
but that thought, it was like that kept me really strong. And I was just praying, and no, she's good, she's well, she is moving, she's growing well. And
sometimes sometimes it was like really, we got really worried because Belen didn't move
yeah, she sometimes she didn't move, like, but she was like kind of the sleeping girl
for
in
like
my
3 days
room.
or 4 days. She didn't move, so that we got like
Yeah,
really worried.
we got really worried. And every time I was to the hospital, they gave me like the orange juice with ice, and she started moving, and I was, oh my God.
Was thirsty.
And it was
I know, right?
a tough process, but that didn't end there.
No.
She was born, and she was born a healthy girl, no problems with her liver, like they told me
Yeah,
she will
she was gonna
have.
have like asthma or
And no problems with light, no problems with anything. She was I mean, she was a normal, healthier girl,
like
seven
strong, like
pounds
really
and 5
strong.
ounces. That's how
Wow.
she weighed at birth.
Wow.
And when I saw that girl, I said, oh my God, all those worries, like, no, you have to have faith in God. And it's not easy. It's not easy, because when you're going through the situation, it's hard to maintain your position. And no, God is under control.
Yeah.
He is, no
Absolutely.
matter what. But then when she was 5 months, suddenly she started rejecting my milk, eating
Oh Lord.
nothing. And she was really chubby. She was really, I don't know what, she was so cute, and she was eating a lot, and then she starts stop eating, like. And every time that I tried to feed her, she was refusing the formula. And that moment, it was even more stressful, because I know she was hungry, but she didn't eat
Yeah.
anything. And at first, I just stay awake the whole night, trying every 2 hours, a little by little. And when she was sleeping, that was the only way she took the
Formula.
formula. That was the only way.
Hmm.
And we stayed doing that for 1 month. After that month,
You feed her in her sleep?
at night,
Yeah.
in her sleep, only
Oh.
when she was sleeping. After the month, well, at this point we were going through doctors and the specialists, and there was this specialist that when when she stops after that month, getting uh, stop feeding, even when she was sleeping, I got more worried because not even water, and she was only 7 months, and I didn't know what to do.
Hmm.
So I took her to the doctor, to the specialist, and she told me, like, it was like something like, no, she's doing
No,
great.
that's gonna pass.
That's gonna pass. She is overweight by her age, by her age.
Yeah.
So
because
just let her lose some weight. And she was
Really?
hungry. She wasn't even taking anything. A baby is just formula. What can I
Yeah.
do for a baby? It's just formula. I tried whole meal. I tried different formulas. We searched for so many ways so she can fit, and nothing worked. And there was one night, when that same day, when the doctor told me that it was okay for her to keep losing weight. I was in my room. I was holding her. She was rejecting the formula. My mom is a prayer. She is being so much of a support for us. And she was in her room, and we didn't know that same night, it's like she was in her room, I was in the room, and we sing, in prayer,
Yeah.
without knowing that. And I just cry myself out, cry in a way that I don't remember crying that for a daughter like that time.
Yeah.
And I was just, Lord, please just help me out. I don't know what to do. This is so much difficult. She's not taking anything. She's like
not even
refusing everything. No
not,
water, nothing, no food, nothing. And I was just broke. I was broke as a mom, because I was seeing my daughter losing weight, crying for food, and she wasn't taking that. And
Yeah.
I just crying and just pray, and just help me, God. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't want to go. I don't want to put her through a surgery. I don't want to put her through to any more procedures. And that night, after that prayer, when I tried once more to feed her, she took
Hallelujah.
the formula.
Oh.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
took the formula, and she took the formula. It was a mix of the crying,
Joy and pain.
Oh, that's her.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
she's so cute. Look at
Hello.
that. Ah,
Hey.
you're so cute.
and
Oh,
Oh
and,
wow.
my
and
God.
when she start taking the formula, I did it so slowly, so carefully, like it was so worried that she was gonna reject it.
Yeah.
And through that night, she only fed through in the night. That was the thing. That only in the night. But she was 7 months by that time, so it was just a month, and I started introducing her the food.
Okay.
So for that month, she starts the only
Taking the food.
at the night,
Yeah.
and from that moment,
Wow.
she's been healthy. She
Hmm.
she
really
is the
strong.
most healthy girl, the strong. She has a
Oh.
character. She is,
Yeah, she knows what she wants.
yes.
Yeah.
And being through those difficult times, it
Yeah.
was hard. And the same thought that I have, that God is under control. Just no
Yeah.
matter what the diagnosis, I'm gonna be taking control of it.
Yeah.
That's what kept
Absolutely.
through this time. And we've been having other situations with my older daughter also. in different way. And you know, I keep telling him, don't worry. I don't care what the diagnosis is. I know God is under control and the girls are healthy.
Hallelujah. That's it.
Are good, and I'm not gonna be worried about that.
Yes. Yes,
And
that's it.
and you know, that's how we have seen God working
In
in
our life.
our lives, in our
Mm.
family. And my daughters, for us, they are a living miracle, both of them.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Wow.
nice. That's just so beautiful.
Wow. Yes, that's a huge testimony.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
And all the glory is to God, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
We-
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are they now?
One-
Camila is gonna be 8 next month, and she's turning 4 on September.
Okay.
September.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
wow.
Nice. That's a good way to start this episode, though.
Yeah.
Wonderful story. So, Kemi,
Yeah.
you've how long have you been in the music industry?
Ha. Okay. So, you know how they say they started singing as a child, but professionally, I've done this for about 20 years.
Woof. You know, when I was doing the research about it, there was a song I bumped into a Berry Mole.
Ah,
That was your 2015 release.
yes.
Yeah, I like that song. I like that song.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Thank
so
you.
Kemi, before I go into your music career, let's start from the
Mhm,
beginning. You growing up, right?
mhm.
You were not born in the US, right?
Bah,
Okay, Umba.
no.
Umba, she been people. What that means is, guys.
No.
One thing about Kemi is that she's dynamic in the sense that if she thinks she's of the Yoruba tribe, right? I'm not being tribalistic.
Yeah.
She's
No.
of the Yoruba tribe.
It's
She's
okay.
Nigerian, right? But the thing is that she sings Igbo very well, right? That's one very, I don't know. I've listened to
Dicey.
yeah. I really don't know how you do that. Yeah. But to start off the conversation, how was before you went into music, before you knew, how was growing up like for you?
Oh, well, growing up for me was very manly. And what I mean by that was that I grew up as an only girl. I have 6 brothers.
Hmm.
I'm number 6, and I have a younger brother. So everything I did was masculine. Like I had a I had a manly upbringing. You know, it took my mom to send me every holiday. She's gonna send me to a sister who's got 5 girls and a boy, so
Oh,
that because she thinks I need to behave like a girl. Like, you know, yeah, I got to a level that I just felt everything was manly. So I mean, it was, but I worked. It was a process of working my heart out. Like, you know, for men, the part of Africa that I am from, you do the cooking, you do the cleaning. So you can imagine we're 7, and I'm the only one. I don't have a sister. Um, my dad used to travel a lot, but my mom used to be a petty trader. We had a store in the house where we like a supermarket where we live. So I will be at the store, go to church, come back. You know, see, my life was actually very busy. But apart from being busy, it was manly also. Like I liked football growing up. I knew how to play pool. I know how to a number of things that um
yeah,
men used to do, but I had to learn to be a girl. So
yeah. So like inherently, how was that experience? Even though your mom was sending you out, inherently inside of you, like were you praying for a sister at some point? Were
I
you
wasn't praying for anybody
lonely?
because at the time they had me,
Yeah,
she was 6 gone. We're 7. Okay, in Africa,
yeah,
the men always want a male child, okay,
yeah, that's true.
not a female child. But in my case, it was the
Yeah,
reverse. Like
yeah.
my father just wanted a female child, and that's the reason why they had so many. he just wanted. I don't understand the
The
I don't know
idea.
what the fuss was, but he just wanted a girl. So when they had me, he said, "Oh, maybe God has smiled on us, and we're going to have another girl. So let's try one man." They did, and they had a boy. And my mom said, "Look, this is not going to work. I'm not going to do this anymore." So I mean, that's it wasn't funny growing up, but it was good. Good training.
Yeah,
It made me stronger, but I did
yeah,
enjoy most of it.
yeah. So when did you start singing?
Oh, I started singing as a child. So the only thing that made me escape from my life most of the time was music. So as a child, once we have the children harvest, and like you were saying, I grew up in an Igbo church.
Mm-hmm.
So once there's children harvest and all those things, the activities make me forget my situation. So music was like an escape route for me.
Yeah,
So anything that would make me just leave the house and be in the midst of my friends and all that
yeah,
was just perfect for me. Yeah.
yeah,
So I started singing as a child. Hmm.
yeah. So on the course of your journey from where you started till maybe
Hmm.
now, has it
Hmm.
been bumpy rides? I mean,
The truth is, nothing in life is perfect.
yeah,
And as children of God, He said we're going to go through trials and temptations. That means that for you to have a testimony, something must come and hit you hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, like you guys were talking about, the only way for you to feel that God was with you and every because the devil is just going all around the place and looking for wood to devour. He has nothing good to offer.
yeah,
So when he branches your house, the only way you could tell the devil that look, I, my house is different is to win him at his game. That is bringing Christ into whatever it is. Like she said, that they came at night after all was done, taking the child to the hospital and everything. There was a connection between her and the mother. She was praying, her mother was praying, and there was just something that this child took the food. It was a miracle. It was answer to prayer that was being prayed at that time.
yeah,
So that's as a Christian, you can never have a smooth ride. If you do, then there's something wrong. Is either you're not in the right line, or you just have anything to offer that the enemy wants to take from you, and that is a red light. My journey has been bumpy, but that I give God the glory. Oh yes, He keeps giving me victory, and it makes me enjoy
yeah.
what I go through.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
And I see you recently. You also do other businesses though. You like exercising, and you also do the house cooking business. You're also an entrepreneur, like a whole lot of hats you're wearing. I don't know how you manage.
Okay, so I've always done business actually.
Yeah,
Back home, I used to sell jewelry, and yeah, I did it very well. It was a good, it was a good business. But I'd always done my music business. When I got here, I back home I was also a makeup artist. I owned my own studio. So
okay.
when I got here, I continued my job as a makeup artist, make wigs. I still do my music. That exercise thing is just what I like to do. You know, we for those of us who have been up and down with weight loss and all that,
Mhm.
so we just go on with it, and that leads me to something that I remember. Let me share a quick life experience with you on to you experience. Okay, so in my work with God and music industry,
Yeah,
like I said, I started singing as a child, and um in secondary school I do a lot of business. I've always been a serial entrepreneur. So I was doing music at the side. I was um doing makeup from university days, and I was selling my jewelry. So music was to praise God, jewelry was bringing most of the money, and makeup is something I like to do. I actually love people looking good.
mm,
So I could do that anytime. And I did a lot then. So I used to share a studio with one of my friends then. And there was this big church that, if I mention names, there are names that are popular in Nigeria and all that. So we were working together in this church. And I was one of their worship leaders.
okay.
So it was a big church, they pay us well. But when they called me to come work, I had to leave my makeup job. So I shut down the studio and went to work with them. So worked with them for about 3, 4 years. I can't remember now. And in 2013 or 2014, they asked me to go.
Hmm.
Now they didn't have a reason. If you ask me, I know a lot of it now. To ask me to go at that point where my career was at the peak, it was not a good thing to just lay off somebody for no reason. But in the words of the person who gave me the message, he said, if we're talking about efficiency and effectiveness at work, Kemisola, then we shouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah.
But he said the church cannot afford to pay you. Now, it was a scheme. You know the way church politics go.
Yeah.
So I was just, it's not a bad luck because, when God has something for you, he will block every other thing to make sure you focus on what he wants you to do.
Yeah.
So I think that was my own story. So I was asked to go, and that was like a breaking point for me because I'd left my makeup job. I wasn't doing the jewelry business anymore. Um, the music was not dependent on them because when I minister in church, people invite me to come out and all that. So, and music was not bringing that much money. So the major thing that I was doing was working for the church as a worship leader and an administrator. So it was a breaking point for me. I'd come to America. I used to travel a lot, so I remember that period I'd come to America and gone back. So before I traveled, my landlady then had asked me to move out because some spiritual things were going on with them, and I didn't want to get involved. So I moved out, thinking when I came back from America, I was going to get a place and move on. So when that happened, I couldn't get a place. It was just a lot of things going on, and I was like this. It was a standstill. There was no business. There was no relationship. Even people, that trusted or believed in, I was alone in that period. It was like a shut down time. It was a time to wait. I was confused for the most of it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I was broke. There was so many things going on. I didn't have a place of my own. Somebody that's been high up there, and suddenly it was like a rock bottom hit for me. So I remember I wake up in the morning and I would look up and I would say, God, eh, when is this going to end? If this is a trial or temptation, I'm about to fall because I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know. Am I? It looked as if my voice was no longer heard. People used to come in for, ministration, didn't call me again. It was a lot. Then in the midst of that, he asked me to go and apply for American visa. I'm like, again, I just came back. I don't want to go to America again. I want you to establish me where I am. Do something, lift me up from where. What am I going to do? America, do what? I didn't believe in living in America. For settle me here. Let me live here. And he said, for the longest time that you would not listen to what I want you to do, then you know, you won't believe it that I applied again and they gave me the visa and the story turned around. Look, when God is about to do something, all we need to do is to stay in line, you know, stand in line and begin to look to God and let him know. If you listen to my More Than Enough album, that
Mhm.
was that was the context, that this was built around. There was one of the songs that says Atobiju. Atobiju means that you are the greatest one. I remember those days I would sit on the floor and I want to pray and I want to sing. You know how you just want to, and the thing that comes out of my mouth is "Ẹ̀yin lẹ tóbi jùlọ," that is, you are the greatest one. It was a song that was unknown. I've never heard it before. So it just keeps coming like that. And I remember when I decided I had the liberty to put the song down and start writing and thinking of recording, he told me that I will take you back to the place where you were relegated
Hmm.
to glorify you. Guess what happened? This church, if I mentioned, is a very big church in Nigeria. God took me back there to do my album launch. I did my album launch there. In fact, in the midst of it, he told me that you know, it's a new season. While we were recording the songs, he started ministering to me that look, your new season has come. It's a new season, and that's how Ibaltum came.
Yeah.
And we wrote Ibaltum. Ibaltum means new season, you know. And that's one of the plenty stories of what I've been through. Of course, working with God, it entails you going up there and coming down here. But the thing is to stabilize, like your song to you. You know, I was listening to it in the car today, and one of the verses says, it brought me out of the miry clay, right?
Mhm.
And it set my foot, you know, on the rock, right?
Yeah, yeah, something like
That
that.
that that is a very, tangible part of our Christianity, because is the one that with him there's no variableness and there's no shadow of turning. So whatever he says or is doing at any particular point in time, God created time. He doesn't live in time, but God has respect for time. So what he does is either he shuts time down for you to accelerate you, or he slows it down so that you can learn the game and be right at it when you get to where he's taking you to. So I mean that's part of my experience as a music minister in this age.
Wow.
I'm excited about what God is about to do
Yeah.
in me, with me, even with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Amen.
Thank
because at
you.
this period, I'm 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 excited because what it is just you're standing with God. You know, when you are in a place, no matter what it seems, and you believe that you are with God, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of meaning to me than any other.
Yeah. That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Correct.
yeah. So Joe, how long have you and your wife been in the video business?
Video business. We've been. Well, I started in 2006, like learning, but
Hmm.
officially like doing business. I think it was 2000, 2015, like official, like a structured
Yeah.
business and
Mm.
all that. Uh, but um, but practicing it will be like from 2006.
Wow. And you are this big. Kemi, you know how big these guys are, right?
I'm afraid to even say I want to shoot a video.
Oh,
I hope I'm about to do that at the end of the day.
So
And
yeah.
Oh,
something about Cami Films. That name comes with from our daughter Camila. Cami.
yeah.
Oh.
I figured. Yes, I figured
and
when I heard
the
your name.
and the
Yes,
name
Ah.
and the actual name Camila means close to
miracle.
God,
Uh-huh.
close to God.
Oh,
Hmm.
So that's something when we thought about what should we name, we want something to do something excellent, to do the
hmm.
better, to be to give our most, in everything in every project. That name came on our
Naturally,
minds,
Ah.
and we
we
just
Wow.
yeah,
knew that we
Cami
had a good
Films.
manner.
So that's how
Oh, wow.
it was
Wow.
born.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
There's some.
first,
Okay, go on, go on, go on, Jonathan.
yeah. So first, 2011, we had we started. I would say like kind of like an organization, not as a
Mhm.
business,
More like an organization. Um,
which was called Music Life, or it is called nowadays Music Life. But
mhm.
it was more like an organizing, because
Hmm.
more organizing concerts for local talents,
For new talents,
for new
for
talents. So
for the artists that didn't know well the area, but it was like a platform that
Hmm.
Oh,
we
we start building.
oh,
so
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
because I'm also a musician, a drummer. So before 2011, I used to play. Well, I still play drums, but I used to do it like more often. I used to play with different bands. Sometimes with some artists, we have to travel, and that way I knew a lot of bands. So when I was in 2011, uh, um, on the Spanish community, I didn't see there was so much support to
Mm.
the.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we created that. So we actually start doing like events. We will invite like three bands, five bands, or vocalists, and we
Hmm.
will do also like interviews, and that way we we help a lot of people in that, and we and that's how we know a lot of
Musicians, yeah.
musicians, Spanish talent,
Mm.
and then we did that for until 2000, actually,
Maybe 1 year and a half, I think.
yeah. So in 2017, because that way Music Live then turned more into like a media company and things like that. So by 2017,
Let's see, come
we this sorry by 2017 we decided that we wanted to separate those two worlds. The Venom organizing,
Yeah.
and then the filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
So we separate that on 2017, and from the beginning it was a big difference when we did that, because then we started working with like some major artists from the Spanish community. Like Camifilm was now it turned into our main source of income.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
After being music like the first one, uh, Camifilms turned to be the first source of income. Then we still had one more problem, that we were doing a business with Music Live, but we were doing like more like the multimedia, like graphic design, websites,
Yeah.
flyer, print shirts.
Mhm.
So some people still got confused that like it's called Music Live, so it should be more towards the music, right? So we decided to also create another business and call that Fascio Multimedia. So
okay.
that focuses on that, and that one, um, the name actually means hard worker. So I always pay attention what to name our businesses. You must have a meeting, and then so that's what we do currently. And then my wife started a new business probably like a year ago, called Esavar, which is an online teacher store, which is doing really well.
Yeah.
And that's where we're up to now,
No.
and
You
we
know,
do filmmaking.
yeah,
Yeah.
working
Right.
in every way possible in every area, and helping and gather more experience. We love
Yeah.
I love to meet people, to know from them, and hear the experience they go through, because that also helps me and motivates me. Like you said, our story might motivate other people in
Yes.
other situations, but that's what to know new people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the video business, was there any time you had your downtime where you felt the business wasn't doing well? That how did you try?
That was the time when I have to reinvent everything,
Okay.
which that's why when Camera Film came into
Okay.
to play. Um, Before that, um, it was good, but it was not what I wanted to be.
Okay.
Uh, how I wanted to project the image, or the
Mm.
Okay.
people that I wanted to work with, or the quality standards that we wanted to be at. So um, I just felt that I just didn't feel well. I didn't feel right. So I have to reinvent myself, because I really wanted to do a change. Like, and it took me like a year before really doing the whole camera film thing. It took me like a year, 2 years, just within that thought. What should I do? How can I reinvent myself,
Yeah.
um, so I can go to the next level.
Hmm.
Um,
Mm.
so it was 2 years thinking about the same thing, how to do it, um, and like within those 2 years, we
Mhm.
met like influential people.
Okay.
The like, and that's what I like to have conversations like this, because you learn from each other. So when I talk to these people, I learn how they think. how they taught, how they do things, and
Mhm.
and that and that I implemented that to Camifront, how to do things, how to do business, how to how to live,
Mhm.
how to live, and since that day, since 2017, of course, like every other business goes, it's a roller coaster,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's not like before that time. Because when you keep learning every day,
Mhm.
when you try to improve yourself on every project,
Mhm.
every new song, whatever you do, if you try to improve yourself from yesterday,
Yeah.
um, you would just get better on what you're doing, and things are gonna start working by itself. You won't be
Mhm.
like working too hard anymore because you already pushed the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
so that way, yeah, it just God has been really good to us, and
Mm.
but of course, there's always like down times, but every time, if you always stick to learning, improving yourself,
Mhm.
and honoring God, those three things,
Yeah.
every time there's gonna go you feel like you're going down, but it's not gonna be as the last time you went down. It's just it's gonna be
Mm.
less.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because every time that you go down, you
Yeah.
just implement those things, honor God, work hard, learn more, because you just, that's how it's life.
Yeah.
It has like different,
Yeah.
just like what Kemisola said,
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
like different seasons in life, and you just gotta stick, in my opinion, to those three things.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Tell me, just your final words, but kind of sneak in where you reinvented yourself and how you became who Kemi is today.
Okay, so personally, I had too many would I call it them pain or setbacks in
Yeah.
ministry, and the way you're treated, the way the people around you responded to any particular situation you found yourself at any point in time. So at a point, I sunk back into my shell, and I didn't want to do music anymore. I didn't. I just wanted to, But I finally found a place in God, which like is like creating an altar,
Mm-hmm.
a physical altar where I can go and cry
Mm-hmm.
and like reload myself and all that. So I started doing that. I was intentional about my mental state and my growth at that particular point in time. I was intentional about my walk with God. So that helped me a lot. And remember that for the longest time that I came in, I was a bit hidden. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to, you know. But at the time, I was ready, and God had worked on me. It was a different um, thing altogether. I was helped. That's the way I want to say it. God helped me. So at the time I came back with a better understanding of not only who God is to me, but who I am myself and the reason why I am here and why I am in this industry and the kind of voice that He had made me to be.
Yeah.
I was able to identify the set of people He has sent me to, and I concentrated on that. I didn't bother going all over the place, and that has been so helpful, and it's been very satisfying, and it's been a blessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, my work with God had helped me to come out better as a minister and as a person,
Yeah.
you know, to do the work that He has placed in my hands.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. The similar
You're
thing
welcome.
that you guys have said today was to connect with God. Make sure your walk with God is okay.
Yeah.
That way it will help you progress in life and stuff. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. We've actually spent quite a number of time today, and I really appreciate you guys for joining me today. I
Thank
am so
you.
humbled.
Thank you.
You don't know how excited I am. I am so
Thank
humbled
you
that
for
you guys.
having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
we'll go off live now and so that we can cut off. All right. Thank you so much.